Starting with Joker, do you guys get it? They literally kicked him while he was down.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Do you get it?
They weren't very subtle with what they were trying to represent in that movie.
Yeah.
They beat you over the head with the message, much like they beat Joker over the head with that sign.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Now, Tanner, you're being a little facetious here, but overall, I think The Joker was a pretty good movie, dude. I fucking enjoyed it, dude, right at the end of the day. This is the first time I saw Joker. Now, when the film initially opened up, there were some pretty artsy-looking shots and shit, like, abound. And it was making me think, ugh, is this really gonna be, like, some, like, super artsy flick or whatever, where it's gonna be, like, fucking just, like, all symbolism or whatever, and no real substance to it? But no. It was a fake-out!
It doesn't do that. Yeah. They tricked everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone went into that movie thinking it was going to be some incel allegory, but then it literally was the opposite of that.
Yeah. Now, there were a lot of claims prior to this movie coming out. This is another very controversial film, by the way, along the lines of Straw Dogs. However, this one I don't think deserves it anywhere near as much as Straw Dogs did. Like, nowhere close.
I don't think it deserves it at all.
No.
Yeah, no.
There were a lot of claims.
I don't know if
like,
you guys...
just, like, glorifying violence and stuff like that, which it doesn't at all.
He's killed, like, 3 people in the movie, which is fucking... Or... Four or five people? Five people.
Five.
Three people on the bus, the fucking talk show host, and his mom.
And
Oh,
Randall's.
6 people!
6 people, boys, 6 people.
And I feel like it's kind of implied he killed that psychiatrist at the end of the movie.
7 people, boys, 7 people.
That I forgot about. Any more? Do I hear 8? No? Alright, cool.
I think we're settling on 7 here.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember what the temperature, I suppose, was like when this movie was coming out.
Vile.
It was just like,
Vile.
It was it was ridiculous. Literally every single, like, news organization was writing up their own articles being like, will the new Joker movie empower right-wing incels to go out into the streets and murder people? And they were also referencing that, like, Aurora, Colorado shooting where a guy shot up a movie theater that was showing Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
And also, so one thing that people get wrong about that shooting is, like, initially people were like, oh my gosh, he went dressed as the Joker, but actually he just had his hair dyed red. But
like the Joker.
Just like the Joker, yeah. The Joker with his notorious red hair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they started connecting it to that, and they were like, dude, people are going to fucking die when this movie comes out. And then nothing happened, and people were like, hey, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it was a good movie. Dylan, what were your thoughts on it?
Boy, what would you like,
Start
just
anywhere,
like go
truly.
in order, man, yeah?
It was okay. It was okay.
Can you tell us why you think it's okay?
Why is it just okay to you, Dylan?
I guess I had false expectations for the movie with it being because obviously the movie's about Joker, so it's a DC film, so I expected, maybe not the content I got. I was expecting more action-based movie, because it's usually what I get when I watch DC movies. The movie was incredibly slow-paced for me. I thought we were, like, almost to the end of the movie, and we were only, like, 45 minutes into it, and it was, like, dragging on for so long. Also, like, a lot of the camera shots...
What point did you see and you were like, okay, we're wrapping it up? Like, what was the scene that happened?
I don't know. We kind of got closer to the end. He was, like, getting ready for the show. I figured that might be the end of it.
I mean, it was, basically.
Yeah, that's very close to the end of it.
Yeah, we only checked the timestamp once, and it was, like, 3/4 of the way into the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember it being that far, but it definitely felt like the movie was taking forever. I don't know. A lot of the camera angles were super awkward and drawn out. Like, there was this camera shots that lingered way too long, and it made it a really awkward, like, scene or whatever. Like, when he was, like, stalking the one lady to her job or whatever. It's just, like, literally the camera angle over the street and is watching her walk into the building and him, like, kind of creeping along, like standing in the middle of the road, and the shot lasted for like fucking ever. I don't even remember how long it was. It was just way too goddamn long.
It's building tension, Dylan.
There was no tension. It was just awkwardness.
Tension is awkwardness.
Not in my eyes. Those are two different things. Tension is more on the horror side. Awkwardness is just, harmless.
Okay, now Dylan, recently you said that you've wanted to like really try and look at these films like more critically and stuff like that. What does critical thinking mean to you?
I don't know, observing something at a more detailed level.
I guess better yet is like, what's your criteria for like critically analyzing a movie specifically?
I don't know, man. I'm still developing it.
Okay.
I don't really have a set of...
He's working on it. It's a skill he's building,
Yeah, exactly. Fair on him.
Yeah, so let's look at like the movie angles for a second here, Dylan. So, there were several scenes during this film in which like we'd be looking at the Joker, and there would be like there'd be like fucking shit like on the sides, like all blurred and stuff like that, just like objects sort of obscuring our vision. What do you think that's supposed to like evoke? Generally, from a cinematography standpoint, when we're looking at those sorts of scenes.
Given the fact that I literally didn't even notice that, I would imagine it's something, I don't know, something foggy. His mind is foggy or some shit. I don't know.
All right, stellar. Well, I thought that the cinematography and everything was really well done in this film. Just generally, the fucking angles and shit they were using throughout this entire thing. The fucking color work, dude. Like, right before he went on stage, there were so many shots that you could just fucking screenshot and use as, like, a sweet desktop background or something. It was fucking amazing, dude. I was a big fan of it. The tension that they would build throughout these scenes, and just the suspense you would feel. Like, when he's fucking, like, smothering his mother and shit like that. It's fucking gets your heart racing. It's fucking spooky, man.
Yes, I totally agree. That's a good analysis. Going back earlier into the movie, I want one of those I have a condition cards, but then just put some bullshit on it.
You can. There's nothing stopping you.
I know, it's just a laminated card. I can do it easy peasy.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Gary Goldman. He's one of my favorite comedians. He's a comedian, and he was being a comedian in this movie.
Yeah,
which comedian, though, Tanner?
There were like
the first one, the one who's telling the role play joke.
Oh, fuck that guy. Fuck him, Tanner. That joke was terrible.
Wow.
Shut the fuck up. He didn't tell the whole joke in that.
Exactly.
segment.
People were laughing still, though, even though there was nothing to laugh at.
It's because the scene's a comedy
he
club.
mentioned sex in the 70s.
I guess so.
They were laughing.
The second comedian, on the other hand, that guy was great. I'm a big fan of that guy.
That was Sam Morrill. I've seen him before.
That's fair, Dylan. That's fair. Those scenes did do a great job of illustrating just like Joker's madness, though. His awkwardness towards society. When like you'd see like, oh, all the other people are fucking laughing, and then Joker would like wait a while and laugh at just like a part that's not meant to be funny whatsoever. I think that
he doesn't know when to laugh or anything.
Exactly.
He just doesn't understand comedy at all.
Despite wanting to be a comedian, it's fantastic. One thing I was a little worried about going to this movie is it would be like we'd be seeing Joker's like descent into madness, which is not all we ended up getting. He was already fucking crazy to begin with, which I think is like a far more interesting angle to take the character in.
I kind of agree with you. I do think it has descent into madness elements. Like a big part of it is he stops taking his meds.
Yeah.
That's like a random throwaway line like near the end of the film, though.
That's like halfway through, isn't it?
No, it's like right before he kills the guy.
Watch him throw his pills in the sink?
I don't remember seeing that.
I don't remember seeing that. I just remember him like telling his fucking coworkers to come in like, yeah, start taking my pills anyway.
Oh, I figured he stopped taking them after like he was talking with his psychiatrist and she was like, yeah, no, we're getting shut down.
Yeah,
and,
and
she didn't have access to them
I feel
anymore.
like it was set up that he wasn't on medication anymore.
Yeah. But I don't think that played like a major element in things, I don't think it was like a big deal, Tanner. I don't think it was like anything real,
I beg to differ.
I mean, he doesn't start having like hallucinations or anything until after he stops taking his medicine.
I mean, he's a lot more outgoing. He's a lot more confident after he starts taking it. I've noticed as well. Like, there's definitely a pretty decent change in personality at that point.
Yeah, he had definitely been having hallucinations of the fucking single mom or whatever, like, before he stopped.
That was after. No, that was after.
There's
he stopped
no
taking
way
his
that was
medication.
after.
That was after.
There's no way, Tanner.
He stops pretty early on in the movie.
I don't believe that, dude. I simply don't believe it.
We gotta watch it again, man. Sucks.
I guess we have to.
Again.
We have to roll it back.
Let me bring up this point. This is random nonsense, but have you guys noticed a recent uptick in the amount of like white man, black woman couples in media?
No.
No. I've only seen one
No?
example of it
Okay.
recently in That Strange World.
Okay, well you also saw Joker.
They
Aside
Right,
from Joker, and also
So
it
that's
doesn't really
two.
count.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it
it
was
was.
Why
it was-
doesn't? Well,
Because it was his.
they,
It was a
they
fantasy
set
of his
it up
mind.
anyway. Like they could have chosen any race of girl to be that girl.
I mean, I guess.
I'm just wondering if I'm just noticing it more because I am in one of those types of relationships, or if it's actually being like thrown out there more.
Well,
Like I talked to my girlfriend last night when we were at dinner, and I asked her this exact question, and she said, "Oh yeah, they're pushing that propaganda hard now." So
I
definitely-
personally think that the director of this film is like, he's a bit of a scumbag, and when he thought of like, let's get a single mom in here,
that's the angle you.
that's what I'm assuming
your-
here, dude.
I'm not quite sure that I believe that, to be honest.
I don't believe it either, considering that you and I both had single moms, Nico. And
I
they're not
personally
black.
think they should have made it white to like not, like really, not like give into the stereotype at all.
Interesting.
Or Asian, that would be an inspired choice.
Sure, yeah, totally, whatever. I think the first, like, really, really excellent scene that stands out in this movie is where he finally has his first snap and he shoots the three guys in the subway.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude was
That scene-
super cool. With the fucking
dude.
the lights flashing on and off with them going through the tunnels, and then like slowly
the
approaching.
choreography, the shooting, the acting, all of it is just like perfectly well done. The shot where we have the camera on this side of the platform and then he's over here and he's got his bag down and he's like this and he's just marching forward. That's so eerie looking the whole time.
Yeah, one thing I really like about this movie in general is they really show the importance of guns, honestly, and just how impactful they are. Literally every single shot in this movie is really fucking loud. Most of the time it kills somebody or hits somebody, and like it really just like drives home like how fucking deadly these things can be. Which, like, I'm not really saying it's more like a propaganda thing whatsoever, but like it really just drives home. Like, there's not a huge amount of violence in this movie, but when there is, it's like really fucking loud. It's violent, things like that. Which I like. I like the choice of doing that.
Now, as far as complaints go, guys, Dylan, how about you start us off for this section?
What do you mean start us off? I already gave all my thoughts.
Those were all of your complaints. That was everything you had to say about the movie.
I'm still not really analyzing this movie as much as you guys are. I just watched the movie, man.
Unfortunate. All right, so Jackson, how about you then?
I definitely feel like they drew out some of his like I'm going crazy things. There's a lot of
You didn't like the dancing?
Yeah, things like that. I mean, like, he's some crazy person doing crazy person things. I feel like they didn't really need to show everything. Him getting to the fucking fridge, I still don't really
Yes,
understand.
that was the one I was thinking of.
I don't understand exactly
What's
why he
wrong
got...
with that scene?
It's just like some...
He was trying to kill himself.
Was that what he was trying to do?
Is that what it was?
Old-timey fridges tend to lock from the outside when you close them. So he was attempting to kill himself, but he's so poor and whatever that his fridge is broke. So he wasn't able to kill
See,
himself.
that was another one of those scenes for me where it was long.
I don't think
drawn
that
out,
reads
not
like
necessary.
whatsoever.
I didn't get that at all. I just
Well,
thought he was going
you'd
to
have
because
to
it was
know
crazy.
about. You'd have to know that that's a thing that people used to kill themselves in their fridges back in the 70s to get it, I guess.
I feel
Okay.
like that's
Anyways, I
not-
guess I'll backtrack on that one because that makes sense to me, to be honest.
I thought it was just like them showing him being like crazy for the sake of being crazy.
No, he was attempting suicide.
Okay. He has a gun.
He's
I don't
also
know.
crazy.
There's lots of people who have access to guns and then try and kill themselves via other methods. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think the biggest thing, it's a little bit heavy-handed with its way of describing things. Like, they're really driving home that this guy's life is fucking awful and horrible, and it's like just like a little bit too edgy. I mean, like I know that's the whole point of it, but it just seemed like a little much for me. But honestly, everything else other than that was really stellar for me. Cinematography was awesome. The acting was amazing. Joaquin Phoenix's performance was incredible. I think the tone of the entire movie was super, super well done. I think like especially like all the action scenes. You know, they're very few, but they're all just incredibly impactful and so fucking intense. Like I love the scene of the cop chasing him on the train, and when that shot gets fired, you know, like he fucks up bad, and then it all just like sells in from there. You know, every action scene, like, you know, had me fucking getting goosebumps on me. So yeah, I think most everything in this movie was incredibly well done.
Yeah, I think an important part of setting the tone is they just do a great job of portraying like the fucking grimy 1970s New York.
Yeah.
Like there's no point in this movie where I look at the scenery or what's going on in the background or whatever, I'm like, oh, this is a place in 2020 that was made to look like the 1970s.
Yeah, honestly, that's something I didn't really even think about that much, but the fucking the settings were actually really good and really well done. It definitely felt like you're in a live 70s city.
Yeah, Gotham truly did feel alive, and also felt like a fucking shithole that I would never want to step foot in any point in my life.
Yeah, oh my god.
Factual.
Dude, did you actually see a fucking
captures...
super rat? Did you actually see a fucking super rat? Or are you guys lying? Are you gaslighting me?
No, I did. I saw it at the end.
I gotta go back and watch that. I have to see the super rat. I was so sad when I missed that, and both him and Nico were like, there's a super rat!
Super rat. How'd you know it was a super rat and not a regular rat, guys?
I don't know. It was rat-shaped and was fucking huge, so I don't know what else I could say.
It had a big cape on its back.
You know the way they're gonna solve the super rat problem? Super cats.
There we go.
Is Bruce supposed to be like really like emotionless? I don't really know anything about Batman, but I was really confused with the little kid Bruce just like having no reaction to anything.
So that's like really one of my only other complaints about this film is the inclusion of Bruce Wayne in it. I didn't like that very much. I wasn't like a massive fan. I don't think it was necessary to really have him in the movie. When we saw his fucking parents die, I think that could have been a bit better done, because it's like, we fucking seen them die so many times, we don't need to fucking see it again, okay? Like, if they just showed, like the fucking dude who's about to kill him, like, go into the alleyway, and then just, like, have that shot of him, like, walking up towards them, we didn't need to see him, like, actually shoot him or anything. We would have understood what was about to happen as is anyway, so...
For somebody like me, who has basically no experience with the DC franchises, this, I guess, was good. Like, I know his parents died, and I don't know if they're like retconning how exactly they died, but I like seeing that they died basically by Joker's like inadvertent actions, which I think was good. I didn't really take heart like a downside for that part.
Yeah, I disagree with Nico. I think that was I think it's a neutral inclusion. I don't think it took away or added to the film really.
I don't think it was necessary at all, man. I don't think it was necessary.
Typically, Batman's origin story is his parents are killed by just some random thug. But, obviously since Joker is having his origin story while Bruce is still a child, they said, let's make it a Joker guy.
That was one thing I was very, very scared of when he went to the fucking theater to, like, confront his fucking father. I was very spooked that after their confrontation, he was gonna fucking meet him in the alleyway and shoot them. I was like, no, that's such a terrible choice. Why'd they do it? They didn't, thank fucking God. But I was scared.
Speaking of the scene, I did really like the scene with him and Bruce's dad in the bathroom. I thought that was really well done.
Yeah.
Honestly, his dad doesn't come across as like all that villainous of a guy.
He's just some fucking dude.
Yeah, he's like a rich guy, and he's like, hey, what do you want, buddy? Like, he's reacting as a person who believes they are being harassed in the bathroom should act.
Especially from some, like, really crazed, deranged-looking dude. Like, I think he was acting totally fine. I never really got the idea that he was, like, super bad, except for, like, his weird speech about, like, whatever.
I was gonna say, also, speaking of that scene, something I noticed on this... I believe this is the third time I've watched this movie. Something I noticed for the first time on this watch, when Joker is like getting ready and he's painting his face, he looks at that picture and it's a picture of his mother, and then on the back it has that note that says like "Love you, Sally" or something. TW for Thomas Wayne. I'm like, okay, is that implying that what his mom said about Thomas, like, getting those documents forged was true and he actually is Arthur's father?
Or did she just write that there because she's fucking nuts?
She's crazy. It's ambiguous.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter in the end.
No.
It doesn't. Let's see. I thought the Randall murder scene did a great job of, like, balancing high tension while also having comedic moments in there. I remember when I was in the theater watching this movie and I see Gary walking over to the door and my brain, you know, goes a couple seconds forward. I'm like, they're not gonna do this joke, are they? And then they do. It's like, I'm like, oh my god, they did it.
Can you get that for me?
Yeah.
Can you get?
And it was so tense the entire time too.
It was. That scene was crazy tense. I thought he was gonna fucking bash the guy's skull in as well.
Yeah, I didn't know if he would like fucking stab him or something.
Yeah. Just fucking let
Did
it
it
go.
get you guys when you, like, jumped at Gary when he was going past?
A little
A
bit,
little bit, yeah.
That was pretty good. Getting to the, you know, the big epic finale scene, not finale, but the, you know, the talk show scene.
Yeah.
Excellently done.
Yeah.
There is this really weird surrealness of seeing the Joker in what otherwise looks like a normal talk show. He looks like they do a really good job of making him look like, how do I want to explain it? Like, making him have a presence. Like, he feels like an otherworldly thing that has entered this location. Like, he doesn't belong in this world. He's like, I guess it's really capturing the idea that the Joker is supposed to be, like, sort of this ethereal agent of chaos. I really feel like just the fact that made him so colorful versus the rest of the stage, and he's so strange looking and whatever. I don't know if you guys got that same kind of sense from that scene.
I totally see what you're talking about. No, he definitely looks very, very out of place. I think Tanner's definitely getting a little bit artsy with it, but yeah, I definitely see what you're saying.
I get it.
I understand
Also-
it, but quite frankly, I don't agree with you, dude. I don't agree.
Okay. You're I guess I'm wrong. He fits in perfectly. He
He
looked
does.
totally normal in that location.
I love how
Yeah, he's just a
uncomfortable
guy.
the woman is after she just he kisses her on the lips for like 5 seconds.
It's pretty good.
That poor woman.
Something I should have mentioned way earlier. Joaquin Phoenix's, like, body in this movie is horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what
His
is
body
going on,
proportions
but
are really weird.
He lost 30 pounds to this film.
He looked like me in
He
high
looks-
school.
Jesus.
yeah, like, good job on him. I guess he just has random bones sticking out. Like, for some, there's a lot of shots where it looks like his shoulder blade is just, like, coming out like this for some reason.
It seems like he's super muscular and super, like, not like skinny isn't healthy, but he's like super muscular and super skinny at the same time is what it looked like to me. It was just really,
He
like-
looks like he was fucking cobbled together.
yeah. basically.
He's rather gamey for the most part.
Yeah. And also with the talk show, obviously, like, you know something is going to happen. What they tease is he's going to kill himself at some point.
Yeah.
Is he's just going to blow his heads off on the thing. And so it's building. And then instead of doing that, he fucking shoots Robert De Niro.
See, I told
Yeah.
him
Yeah,
that
it all
somebody
happened
was gonna
so
die.
quickly.
I don't know if you guys were joking or not, but you
We
guys
all
didn't
knew
believe
he was
me.
gonna die, Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if you hadn't even seen that scene before.
I have never
hadn't
seen that scene before.
That's crazy.
I've literally
But I
only
knew
seen
so-
scenes of him in the fucking car, like, doing this, and then him dancing on the stairs.
Yeah, I've seen the memes of him dancing. Yeah, no, I knew. I had a really strong feeling from the beginning of him getting ready that he was gonna fucking shoot the talk show host or something. Somebody was gonna die.
Now, one final little nitpick I have with this film. Well, one thing I wasn't a massive fan of, the fucking, like, ending portion of the film. It feels like it goes on just, like, a bit too long. Like, they didn't really know where they wanted to, like, cut the movie off at. Like, when he's fucking, like, dancing with, like, all of his fucking rioter pals. It feels like it could have ended there and been fine. The fucking line when he's talking to the lady one more time, when she asks, like, what the joke is, and he says, "You wouldn't get it." That also feels like it would have been a great place to cut it off at. It's just kind of odd there, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that final scene, You can tell he walks to the end of the hallway and there's just bright ass sun coming through the window, but you can't really see anything. Like, obviously he's there, you can kind of see that he's there, but it's like you can't, like, you can barely see anything going on there at the end, and then all of a sudden it's just the end in like captions that are almost too big for the screen. So I don't know, I just thought that ending part was disproportionate. That was just an issue I had.
Whatever you just said there, I don't agree with, but...
Yeah, I don't know what you're even talking about.
You can't disagree with me if you don't know what I said.
The sun was too bright?
Yeah,
it's like when he's like running
What is the point you're making here?
When
he wanted to see the Joker run around in the background.
I don't know. I also think that it could have just ended any other time besides where it had ended, because then it's just like he's running around. You can't really see what's going on. It's just implied that he's being chased by the fucking medical staff.
I feel like you can see it very clearly, but
anyways, I actually really like the ending myself. Controversial opinion. Because it adds like a bit of mystery as to like if he got captured afterwards anyways and he's like back in the sand or something, because I don't fucking know. I'm going into this like totally blind. And I especially
they are making a sequel.
Yeah, and I especially like the scene of him like walking down the hall and the implied murder with like the blood in his feet. I like that scene. I'm not a huge fan of like the fucking running around. That was just like some kind of like final goofy thing they're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have any qualms with the ending at all. I think it ended there totally fine.
Okay.
Well, fantastic, guys. Are we down to get right to the ratings then, if we have no other thoughts on the film?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, sweet. Dylan, you go up first here, man.
I don't know. Maybe like a B- or something.
B-, all right. Tanner, how about you?
This is an easy S+, a perfectly executed film. I have zero complaints.
Hot damn,
Tanner,
dude.
I'm so glad you said that, because I'm also saying S+. I really enjoyed this movie.
What the fuck?
I don't have any major complaints with this movie. There's like a couple of tiny little nitpicky things, but I legitimately could see myself watching this movie quite a few more times. Like, I wanted to rewatch it again just to kind of like see if there's like some things that the actors were doing that, maybe cue in that he is being crazy. Like, for example, when he's doing the things with the girlfriend that's not there, if there's like some things that are like tipping you off that it's not actually happening.
Yeah, little hints to that.
Yeah. Plus, honestly, I think one of the biggest things that shows the movie's really good to me is it makes me want to go and look for more media like this. Like, I don't know shit about the Batman franchise at all, but I want to go and watch
there's nothing like this.
I know, but it still makes me want to go out and like watch some other like Batman movies or something. Like, I know like The Dark Knight or something people say is really good. It makes me want to go out and see like more Batman movies, which I think is like a massive praise for it.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing else like this in terms of like superhero films, but like in films in general, I've heard that Drive is a fairly similar film to this one. Which we may need to watch at some point. I may have added that one on my list, guys.
You sly dog.
That's crazy.
As for me, though, I'm going to go with a solid S for this one. It was a fantastic film. Massive fan of it. Joaquin Phoenix did an excellent work, dude. Excellent work. Just everything about it. We've talked about it enough. Jackson, what the hell is the final rating at this point?
I'm gonna literally riot if this drags us out of S tier.
It is, in fact, an S. Thank God it's an S-, though.
Holy fuck.
So we are in fact a 3-way tie for S tier movies. It's being on par with The Prince of Egypt, what I think is fucking crazy, as well as Demon Slayer.